Okay, so this is an awesome feature in LeadPages. You have the ability to create simple text campaigns to grow your email list. This has a ton of potential for people that use traditional advertising methods like print campaigns or radio spots. I've even heard podcasters use it as well, and it makes a bunch of sense for that channel. Once you create this simple text campaign, you have the ability to pass through the email from the person after they enter it to a HubSpot list, which then can trigger a lead nurturing campaign. So even if you don't use HubSpot and you use something like MailChimp or another marketing automation tool, you should be able to integrate the API with LeadPages. But in this video, we're going to be talking about HubSpot workflows and how to use lead digits with HubSpot. So first, we're going to log into LeadPages. When we get to the dashboard, we're going to go up to here and we're going to go click on lead digits. Then all you have to do is click on this green create new lead digit button. They give you a couple number options. So we're going to try this first one. And then you're going to add the unique text identifier, which could be some sort of code that you want people to text in. So in this case, we'll use an example of experience inbound. We have a conference coming up, and if we do some radio promotions for our upcoming conference, then we want to use something simple. So we might just say text in experience. Okay, so that's not available. So we might say inbound, and that's not available. So let's just try EXP inbound. That combination is available. So what happens is if someone texts that number with this combination, they get this response, which we can customize. They're going to get this type of message right here, and I'm going to just click continue. So in this next screen, you have a number of choices. You can get alerts when people opt in, add an email to your mailing list. You can register someone for a webinar using the GoToWebinar integration, and even use the built-in LeadPages email to send them a PDF directly. So if I didn't want to integrate with HubSpot, I could just do this and walk through the next step. But I want to add them to my mailing list. So I'm going to click on this. I already have my email integration set up with HubSpot, and I could choose the email list I want somebody to opt in on. However, in this instance, I haven't set up that list. So I need to jump over to HubSpot to kind of create that workflow. So that's our next step. In this tutorial, we're switching from LeadPages to HubSpot and then back to LeadPages to finish everything. But when doing this in the future, it probably makes sense to flush out the email list and workflows first. So in HubSpot, I'm going to go to my forms. I'm going to go to Contact and Forms. And I'm going to create a new form. So I'm going to just say text EXP inbound to, and I'll go back and double check the number that I was using. And I think in this case it was 33444. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to create this form. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to use this naming convention for my list as well as probably my email workflow. So I'm going to click here, create form. And I don't need the first name, last name. I just need the email. So I'm going to remove these pieces. All right, I'm going to save this form. And then I'm going to create a list from the submissions right here. So HubSpot makes it really easy to make a list based on anybody that submits to this form field. So I'm going to create a list. Okay, so once it creates the name here in the submissions, it creates a smart list for you. It already has the text in here for pulling from this form, and you're pretty much ready to go. So I'm just going to hit Save List. I'm going to hit Save Form. Then I can go over to Workflows. Here I'm going to create a new workflow based on somebody that submits this form. So I'm going to create a new workflow. I'm going to make it a standard workflow. I'm going to give it the same name so I can keep track of this stuff. And I'm going to enroll contact when they meet the criteria of a list membership. So I'm going to go here. Automatically, it's going to be this drop down. I'm going to search for the submission list membership. I'm going to hit save. Then I'm going to add an action, which is going to be sending an email. And here I could select an email that we have already created, or since I don't have one, I'm going to create a new email. I'm going to grab a quick template, give it a name. Okay, in this case, I don't want any of this information. I could change my logo. This is an outdated one, so we can fix that here within HubSpot. I can go here to change my email copy. This is going to basically give anybody the offer after I've opted into the text messaging. They're going to get this email, which then would link them to an offer or a PDF. I can choose who it's from. In this case, it'll come from me. It's going to come from my email. And hit done. Then when I hit next, I have to resolve this. It gives me an error saying I need to choose the email type. So that's one thing I missed in the settings. You can see that I have a missing email type, so I got to go back here. This is marketing information. So then I can go next. It's got everything set up, got all my check marks, so I know I have all my information done. And then I'm going to save it for automation. I'm going to follow up with this button here, save email for workflows. So now this email is ready to go and it's saved for automation, so then when I get back to the workflow, I can pick that email. I can hit save. Okay, so then I'm going to turn on this workflow. It's turned off by default. It shows me that new contacts will be enrolled going forward. If I don't want that, I can turn this off. It says that contacts may be enrolled multiple times. I can change that if I want to. Hit done. And I can activate it. So now it's activated. Alright, now that the workflow is created, the form in HubSpot is set up, and the email is ready to go, we can jump back over to LeadPages. So I can go here, I can go back to my lead digit, which this is still up because it was in a different browser tab, and hit continue. Here I need to refresh this, so I need to reload my list. And if I go down here, I can see that text inbound to 33444 is there. I'm going to hit save and close. And that is now set up. So we can go to our phone, we can actually text that number with this code, and we can test that workflow. And that's really all you need to do to set up the lead digits. Once you get one of these set up in HubSpot or one of these lead digits set up in LeadPages, it's extremely easy to create multiple ones, and usually it only takes you anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes basically just to crush through adding new ones. So we just went through this process with a client. We were able to add a bunch of them on the fly and have them up and running within a couple hours basically of having everything tested, the lead page or the lead digit working, and then the workflow is actually coming through. Hope you like this feature in LeadPages and the integration with HubSpot. I think there's a ton of potential utilizing these tools that LeadPages offers you and making sure that you have everything integrated with your marketing automation software.